They begin to come into view. The horses and the caravan that you were expecting. You can see that there are 5 horseback knights, 2 archers on top of the caravan, and then you just see the caravan as well, riding between the 5 of them.
Wait a second, can I look at Jim Bar over here real quick?
Yeah.
Because I don't think I'm totally clear on something.
What?
What is my part in this plan exactly? Am I supposed to talk to them after the trap hits them?
It's a little late for that, isn't it? This is why we talked about this. We took out the whole night. You were telling me you needed to nap. I thought you had it under control.
Well, I needed to nap, but now
You need to
tell me very quickly what I need to do.
You need to get out there and you need to make a diversion. I don't know what you need to do. Pull your pants down and take a shit on the road. You need to get out there. That was the plan we talked about. They built some logs. I don't know. They didn't fill me in on all this nonsense. I was trying to figure it out last night. Here we are. Let's go. Do it.
After the logs are set? After the logs are set? Oh!
Just go!
Yes. Wait a minute, hello! Can I speak to someone in charge, please?
Who goes there? The knight in front stops and pulls his sword. The whole caravan comes to a halt. The archers pull back their bowstrings.
Oh, I am so sorry to get in your way today, friend. I just have a very important business proposition for you.
You had better stand aside, or we will...
As you can see from my staff, I am proficient with teeth. And I am interested in opening up a new office in your city. And I would love to take care of your citizens' teeth.
Well, that sounds wonderful. The city is back there. And he points behind him. Get to it, then. Get out of our way. Scoot. Roll a let's roll a charisma check. The straight up charisma. I want to see if they're really intrigued by what you have to say.
Oh jeez, that's not his strong suit.
Well, we don't need any dental work. Get out of the way.
Now you might think you don't need any dental work, but you'll be surprised. You could lose your teeth in a couple of years, and then you'll have no teeth when you are old. And that is not a fun time, my friend. But I have teeth transplant services, and I can offer them to your citizens and to you as a discount if you want.
Does anyone know a dentist?
Ah, yes, come over here. Come over here, my good friend. This man...
Oh, my mouth.
You see the problem that you have in your city. This man has come out of the bushes.
You know a dentist.
He has come out of the bushes looking for teeth. He needs help. And I am the one to provide it.
Excuse me.
They all stand there looking very confused.
Friend, come here. Come here.
On the other side, over here?
I will come here. Come here right now. You're embarrassing me. Come here. Okay.
The other side of the log.
Big Nose starts massaging his shoulders. Now, as you can see, we have a man who needs teeth. Would you like me to give you a fresh set of teeth to demonstrate my abilities to these fine folks and their caravan?
What kind of teeth?
Razor sharp teeth, meant for slicing people's flesh up. You seem like you could be in use of them.
Well, I need sharp ones and molars too.
You will have molars, and you will have very sharp jaws.
That sounds alright. What do you guys think? Is he licensed by the city?
No, never mind that.
We can't understand you. What
This
is
is
this
important.
about?
Is
This is
he
a-
is this guy licensed? I need serious dental work.
He said he was a tooth mage.
Yes,
I'm
I
very
am.
confused.
Yes,
You need to
I
get
am,
out of the way, please. We've got important business.
Now turn to me, my friend, and we will give you a new set of teeth. And they will be so amazed that they will give me a new spot in their city for free.
Well, be careful.
Alright, what do I have to
Roll
do
a
then?
medicine check with proficiency for this particular tooth challenge. Medicine is int, I believe. Oh, okay, that was not very good. So as you reach into Hebroni's mouth and begin to attempt to rearrange his teeth, you accidentally knock a few of the good ones out.
God damn it!
But you get some of the sharp ones in there, like you meant to do, including a molar. Much
You're
needed.
a charlatan. This man is a fraud.
A fraud!
Arrest this man. You're authorities.
Shoot
Are
him!
you?
He calls back to the archers.
Stop
The
up, do
archers,
the trap!
the archers now releasing their arrows to fly towards you.
No.
Alright, and then we trigger the traps.
Say that the dentist is under attack, so now we know the drill.
So as the arrows begin to fly, the logs fall
I just
down
got
in
that.
front of them, and it hits the side of the log, and the arrows get blocked by the logs. The logs now blocking the caravan. The troops on full alert. The horses having a trouble getting over the logs to you, and the horses kind of kicking back with the soldiers on them. The archers still winding up to take another shot. You can see now that there's a blue sphere that erupts around the caravan as well. A translucent blue sphere.
There goes my plan of jumping onto the caravan.
There's no saying that it's you can't get through it. Also, you're close enough that you're inside the sphere anyway. All right, so 1 second. Hey, Brony, what's your move here?
I'm gonna shout out.
What?
You're almost hitting me, god damn it! And then I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt as like a defensive move on the front guy. I can't make the circle appear when I click, but
On that
yeah.
guy? All right, so you're gonna shoot him with
yeah,
guiding
and I'm
bolt.
gonna cast it as a level 2 spell.
And what's that do?
It's 5d6 plus 2 radiant damage, and if anyone else attacks him, they'll have advantage until my next turn.
All right, make the spell attack. You rolled the roll the attack to see if you hit it.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. That's the damage though. So as a explosion of glitter flies forth from your outstretched palm, the horse kicks back, and the brunt of it actually hits the horse, and the knight falls back off the ground, and the horse starts freaking out and running in circles. It's completely blind to that flash that it was just exposed to. But the soldier is now dismounted from that. I will put him here. And the horse is running around.
Whose turn is it?
Devit. We're gonna do Devit, Hebroni, Devit, Hinky, Khan, Donkor.
I'm gonna
What
cast.
did you just say?
Hebroni, Devit, Hinky, Khan, Donkor.
I'm gonna cast Hex on this guy here, and then Eldritch Blast on him.
All right, roll it out.
That would be a crit.
So an additional 9 for a total of 12. And so you launch. Is that Hex as well? You said you're gonna cast.
Yeah, he's Hex, so
That's an
I
additional
deal
1d6.
additional 1d6 necrotic.
Okay.
And he has disadvantage on wisdom checks.
All right. So your tentacle's gonna launch out and grab him from off of his horse and slam him into the ground, dealing a hefty amount of damage and leaving him laying there prone on the ground. And it's going over to you, Big Nose.
Alright, Big Nose casts Cloud of Teeth.
All right.
Alright.
Cloud of Teeth.
So that's what that's gonna do is put a cloud of teeth in that 5-foot cube right here in front of the logs. And that does 6d4 slashing damage for a minute.
All
to
right.
anybody who walks into that or starts their turn inside of it.
Is the original spell Cloud of Daggers?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and cast it.
It's not yours. No, it's not yours. Don't worry about it.
All right, so you cast it, and then there's a cloud of swirling teeth that the first 3 knights are trapped inside of, and everyone's kind of caught behind there. And Kana, it's your turn now.
From my perch, I'm going to attack one of the archer guards on top of the wagon.
One of the archers you're going for?
Inside the bubble.
Okay, as that arrow flies and it passes through the bubble, the arrow starts to spin a little bit, and it puts itself off course and goes right by the archer standing on top of the caravan. Dunkor, you're up.
So I'm gonna use the head I have and swing it at this guy. Trying to knock him off right over here.
You're gonna go in melee range or try to throw it?
I'm gonna throw it.
Okay, roll it out. It's gonna be a dex check. Because you're gonna add your dex instead of your strength as your modifier. Hold on, what the fuck is this stupid ass music?
I hear sirens.
I hear sirens playing. God darn it. All right. Okay, so the head is going to collide with the knight on the horseback and knock him off of the horse. And how much damage does your head do?
1d10.
You roll it out. And you add your dex modifier to the damage. So that'll be 4. All right, so he falls off the horse as well. You've dismounted 2 of the knights now. His horse runs off into the distance. And, oh, that's not who I wanted. And now you've got a grounded knight. In retaliation, the guard that was in front speaking to you earlier turns around and tells the mages, "Light them up!" You see the caravan beginning to glow in orange flame, and a large burst of fiery energy launches forward toward you guys, going through the cloud of teeth. And everybody, Big Nose and Hebroni, make dex saves to get out of the way of this blast. Meanwhile, the archers on the top of the caravan are shooting arrows at Hebroni and Big Nose, who are 2 that are that have the most visibility on. Big Nose, you're gonna fail that. You're gonna be taking 6 damage. Brony, you also failed that, and you're going to take 8 damage. Actually, you just take 6 damage, Brony. I'll just roll once for the damage of it. The archers are firing from the top of the caravan. The first one toward Big Nose misses. The second one toward Brony. The arrow catches him in the chest. dealing 10 points of damage. It lodges into his chest. He manages to crack it off at the butt and continue forward. Meanwhile, Jinbar, who has been watching this whole time, launches himself. He finally wakes up from his slumber, coming back into full consciousness. Flies out of the brush toward the one knight who's still on horseback. But comes down with his sword and misses as he lands next to him. The knight dodges out of the way, and Jinbar now standing there with a look of confusion on his face.
One miss. Ever.
The other knights from the rear start coming around toward Jinbar, and one of them now coming around toward Yokana. Are you in the tree, Yokana, like high up?
His headphones are off right now, so I might have to repeat it.
Yokana, are you in the tree? Like climbed
Yeah, I
up the
figured
tree?
I'd be perched in the tree.
Alright, he's gonna come next to you and try to throw a rock at you. Hitting you for 16. That'll do. Hits you for 6 points of damage. Make a dex save to avoid falling down from the tree. These other guards, one of them rushing toward Donkor, the one who got hit by the head. This guy jumping over the logs that are in front of him.
So they're supposed to take damage, dude.
Oh, those guys started in the 44, was it? 14, 14, and 10. All right, so as they begin their turn, that cloud of teeth tears through them as they force their way out of it. One of them jumping over the logs in pretty bad condition in front of you, bleeding, but looking for some revenge. This guy, still on horseback, jumps over the log toward Devit in the trees after having been attacked by him. Actually, that guy's not on horseback anymore. Anyway, he's charging Devit in the trees, and that's going to be... you're going to fail that save, Con, so you fall down from the tree. And you're going to take 1d4 damage from the fall. You take 4 damage on that. The guard attacking Devit runs toward him and swings for 15. That's going to strike. Is that correct, Devit?
Yep.
Catches you across the midsection for 4 damage. The guard swinging at Big Nose. Big Nose manages to dip out of the way. The guard is heavily wounded, and he's not in good condition to be fighting right now, but he's not backing down. He's got a job to do. The other guard heading toward Donkor, obscured by all the bushes and trees in his way. Can't get a good eye on where Donkor is, and she manages to easily escape his attack. The archers are still firing away at Big Nose and Hebroni. And the mages within have already taken their turn, so that's going to do it. And it's going back to Big Nose.
No, Hebroni.
Hebroni.
Well, I see this guy coming through the teeth, and all I can say is, clash wall!
Alright, so you're going to launch your crossbow bolt. You roll that out for 8. Okay, so are you shooting toward the guy going for Donkor?
No, I'm going. I'm
Right in front of you?
this guy.
Okay, he manages
to. After I shoot, I want to move into the bushes over here.
Alright. So as you begin to move away, the heavily wounded guard pulls back and tries to take a swing at you, but in his defeated state, still misses that attack, using up his reaction. You did miss him.
My crossbow didn't work?
Your crossbow completely missed.
Good move.
Devit, you're up.
The one in front of me is the one I hexed, right?
Right.
5-foot step back, and then just another Eldritch Blast. Yeah. That's more than likely a miss.
All right. Yeah, that's going to miss as you shoot that Eldritch Blast, and the guard manages to dip out of the way. Big Nose, you're up.
If I move, just a quick question. If I move backwards right now, if I use a whoa, just pass with my head.
Damn,
So
those
Yeah,
mages
I'm-
are
There's
Shifting
more books
space and
about
time.
in these ones.
If I move backwards first, do they get a
He
attack of
used
opportunity?
his reaction already, so he doesn't have another option to do. Otherwise, he would, but he used his reaction on Himbroni, so you're good.
All right, so he's gonna move backwards first, and then he's going to use another tooth blast. Damn, never mind.
So that again whizzes by the guard, who's in a almost defeated state, but still managing to hang on by dipping out of the way of your attacks in the nick of time. Khan, you're up.
Seeing the one guard thrown asunder by David's tentacle, I'm going to shoot my arrow at him. Oh god. Just gonna roll like
That guard turns around to see the arrow coming at him and manages to put his shield up and block it before it hits him. And finally, Donkor, you're up.
So is this guard still in the bushes?
Yep.
Looking for me? Okay. So I'm gonna try to chop his legs with my great axe.
Okay, it's gonna be a
Like-
-2 to your hit to aim for his legs specifically. So as you sweep at his legs, he manages to lift his right leg over your blade as it swings beneath him, and goes to counterattack you by taking the butt of his sword and coming down on top of your head as you're crouched over. But you manage to get up out of the way and block his attack. Meanwhile, this guard, limping at this point toward Big Nose, not able to make it the full way, takes his his sword that he's holding and tries to throw it at Big Nose. He takes it back and launches it forward as it spirals through the air gracefully, the tip of it penetrating Big Nose right through the chest. Doing 9 points of damage. And it's now stuck through Big Nose's his shoulder blade. Is that going to be enough to take you down, Big Nose? How much health do you have left? Make sure you put your health on your character, by the way, so it's visible.
Plenty of health right now.
The other guard, again, making his way toward David, the one that's been under assault. And coming down with his sword for 6 points of damage, cutting David across the chest. And in retaliation, your boy Jinbar jumps up into the air, doing a backflip, and shoots out 2 of his daggers that he used earlier. And hits for 13 damage on the guard that just attacked you, and hits him through the back of the skull. The dagger goes through into his eye socket, pushing the eye out the front, and he collapses face first onto the ground in front of you. The other guard that gets attacked is the one that was after the beat, also getting hit in the back of the skull with a dagger. Jinbar landing.
Well, since this guy died, I can move my curse, and I'm gonna have it move to the guard here.
Okay. So he is now cursed. I'll put a little icon for that just to make it apparent. The archers, taking notice, are going to fire toward Jinbar, noticing him as a threat, but he dodges out of the way of both arrows. The guard that's next to Jinbar is also going to attack him, and he's going to strike. Holy fuck. He's going to strike Jinbar across the chest for 3 points of damage. He stumbles backwards a little bit after that. And finally, the guard that knocked Yokana out of the tree is going to try to attack Yokana. And that's going to hit, I believe, right?
yes.
That's +3, so that's for 9 damage. He hits you as he stabs you through your stomach. And before the turn comes to a complete end, You notice that there's a mist that begins to crawl forth from the caravan, covering a decent portion of the battlefield. That it gated. Anything within this circle is now in mist. It's a heavy fog that's obscured the area. And it's going back to Cabroni.
I'm gonna use this turn to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Alright, so you're gonna recover 7 points of health. Defeat, what are you doing?
This guy's covered in mist, eh?
Yes, now he is.
So I'd have disadvantage on the attack?
You would, alright.
Might as well. Eldritch Blast.
Alright. So that's still gonna hit for 7 points.
Plus
You manage.
curse.
Oh, plus his curse, so an additional d6. So for 10, and you'll rip him off of his horse. You see his horse run out of the mist, but you don't see him. But you figured you got him.
Sorry, got him as in like I hit him, or oh no, he's still
As you
alive.
hit him, yeah.
Okay.
All right. So we're going over to Big Nose. What are you doing, Big Nose?
Big Nose is just gonna use Eldritch Blast on this guy. Does that hit him? 15.
That will hit. Roll damage. Okay, so you hit him for 11 points of damage, and that will be enough to actually kill him. So your tooth goes straight through the center of his skull, right through his forehead, between both eyes, and he falls dead right in front of Donkor. Meanwhile, Khan, what are you doing?
I'm gonna finish off the guy, then just go into Horst. So as he falls down to the ground, I kind of come up, trying to do a little execution style shot.
Okay, so you walk directly above him, and you're
That's the plan.
all right. So that is going to do an additional 1d6. So roll that out.
Got it.
All right. So that arrow comes down. You're aiming for his face, but it actually hits him right in the shoulder blade as he's laying there, and it pierces directly through, deep into his shoulder, and he's bleeding pretty heavily from there. You must have struck an artery, but he's still living.
All right,
And,
I got him. Ignore the attack there. You're just gonna deal an extra shoot. Is that what she said?
An additional.
I think it's 1 extra damage. Oh no, 7. Let me just roll.
7 additional damage.
Let's do 3.
All right, so you take your foot and you stomp down at his face to finish him off, and you crush his skull in with that stomp. His face collapses in, and there's just brain matter that gushes out of his ears and eyes. He's done for.
And with him dying, I'll move my hex onto one of the archers on the caravan. The first one, I guess.
Okay. So this guy will become hexed. And in seeing that happen, the caravan begins to move, even despite the logs, and it's going to try to barrel through the logs.
So they go through the cloud of teeth.
That's right.
Cloud of Teeth is dissipated, hasn't it?
How many turns does that last for?
It's 1 minute.
There's also concentration. No, it would be lasting. Big Nose, roll. How many times did you get attacked? Once or twice? Roll, just roll a con check to see if that cloud is still there. I forgot to tell you to do that. As the caravan barrels through it, it destroys the teeth on impact. As it goes over the log, it breaks one of its wheels and it starts wobbling back and forth, but it manages to bounce over the logs, and it's trying to get the hell out of here.
I've used my move to try and like grab onto the caravan.
You're gonna use your move to try to grab onto the caravan.
Yeah.
All right. Make a athletics or acrobatics, whatever's higher.
Okay.
As you attempt to grab it, the archers on top are shooting down at you. One of them misses, but the other one hits you directly. Catches you in the shoulder for 6 points of damage. As the caravan continues forward and tries to run over Big Nose. Big Nose, make a dexterity check to get out of the way of this. You're getting trampled by this caravan with these two horses pulling it. So you managed to
Since I got a
flip.
20, can I use an attack?
You managed to flip directly over the caravan. While you're airborne directly above it, time feels like it slows down. You see the archers looking up at you in awe, and you can use an attack
So I
while
have to
you're
roll
in
for it.
midair. Yep.
Oh.
Holy shit. What's that gonna be?
Ah. Hold on. It's gonna be an Eldritch Blast, but he's gonna attempt to like blast the caravan over on its side.
Alright, so the Eldritch Blast is gonna blast down through the caravan. It's gonna blow a hole between both the archers, damaging both the archers for 7 points each as they stumble to the sides and make dexterity checks to try to hang on. They both manage to hang onto the side of the caravan as it continues moving. The hole is about 3 feet wide as it goes through the top, breaks through the wooden planks and through the bottom, and you can see from inside the caravan, looking up at you, the face of Ogzu. You glorious son of a bitch! He says to you as he looks up and makes eye contact. The two mages now in a panic looking up at you, and you can see them charging up some kind of energy. Ogzu, however, chained with both of his legs and both of his arms against the front side of the caravan in irons. You land behind it. The caravan begins to wobble as it continues forward, but doesn't go off the path. The archers pull themselves back up, and the mages once again try to cast a fog cloud over top of the caravan this time. And the fog now is in this area. That area is obscured in fog. And this going back to Hebroni.
So I want to cast Sacred Flame on the, I was thinking on the caravan itself, and now I'm thinking on one of the archers on top. Can I do that with the fog?
You can at disadvantage, yes. Oh, Donkor, you also get to act. You can act twice on this turn. You get a double action. Sorry. But Big Nose went, yeah, did I get caught up in the moment of Big Nose being... Oh, Khan and
Yeah.
Donkor both didn't get to act. Alright, so Khan and Donkor, you can both act, while Hebroni is also doing his Sacred Flame.
Okay. I guess I'll go first. So Khan takes a moment to catch his breath, rips the arrow, not like he snaps the arrow, the one that connected with him from the archer. And I'm gonna, as the caravan like barrels over the logs, and all of a sudden a fog cloud pops up. I'm just gonna assume that the caravan's still getting away, and he's gonna run after the caravan, try and find it.
Alright, so roll a perception at disadvantage, running through the fog, trying to locate what you're looking for. Yeah, so as you fight your way through the fog, you follow the sounds of the caravan, and you trust your ears enough to locate it. So you pinpoint its position. I have a pretty good idea where exactly it is.
I'm gonna try and it's still moving, right?
It's still moving, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and jump on again.
Alright, I'm gonna get rid of these logs. It's moved past the logs now. Roll acrobatics to jump onto it.
Yeah, 17.
Okay, so you're gonna successfully jump on and pull yourself up. The archers that are on top look behind them and see you pulling yourself up, and they look panicked at the notion. You can also make an attack this turn.
It's point blank him.
So you draw your bow, you pull it back, and let an arrow fly point blank, catching the. Which archer are you attacking? The one that's hexed, I assume?
Yeah, yeah, let's do
Okay.
that one. He has an eerie glow about him.
So roll the additional d6.
I'm also gonna use another superiority dice to make this a pushing attack. So I guess the music kind of rocks out. I just gotta roll d8.
Alright.
Additional 4 damage.
So the arrow is going to puncture through his throat and send him flying backwards off of the caravan, landing in front of it, and the caravan tramples over him, crushing his body as it goes over, and he is completely turned to mush. He's done.
Since he dies, I move my hex onto one of the horses in front of the caravan.
Alright, so you've hexed one of the horses there. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Is hex? Do you have to roll a hit chance with hex, or is it just free hit?
Yep, as long as I can see them. Oh, but they're in the mist, so I'll
They're
let
in the
you
mist,
decide.
yeah. Roll
Let me double
perception. Roll perception with disadvantage, and if you succeed on that, you can see them. But yeah, I'll double check on that.
Yeah, natural 1.
Let me just double check on hex real quick.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now as well.
Oh, that you can see, so you have to be able to see them. So you unfortunately cannot see it, so you can't transfer your hex just yet.
Okay, so then it's gone.
Oh, okay, so your hex dissipates. Let's put in a lot of work, though. Now you know that there's 2 mages and there's an archer still remaining. And the caravan is still barreling forward at a pretty fast speed. You guys are beginning to fall back. I'm going to actually move all you guys backwards more. Because I can't move the caravan forward anymore.
Donkor still has a turn, right?
Yep, Donkor still has a turn. Did I move Donkor already?
Khan jumped onto it.
Khan
Is that
did, but
not what he
Donkor gets
did?
to do a turn as well. Oh yeah, Khan is on top of it, my bad. Alright, Donkor, what are you doing?
So I'm gonna attempt to jump towards the caravan and try to guess break the wheel.
Alright, you're going to swing at the wheel of the caravan. Roll your
Through
hit
the
chance.
head into the axle.
What do you want me to roll?
Hit chance. Just hit with your weapon. Due to the high speed of the caravan, as you lunge your axe forward into the wheel, you don't get it precisely where you want it, and the caravan rolls over your axe and forces it to the ground beneath it, running over it. And it continues forward. It's still missing one of its wheels, so it's not moving as fast as it normally would, but it is still moving. Khan hanging onto the back. There's still an archer on top of it. That archer turning to take a shot at Khan. Gets him with an arrow. Hits him for 9 damage, aiming for the center of mass to try to stumble him backwards unsuccessfully. The arrow does get itself lodged into Khan's midsection, though. The mages, Khan, you feel a force of wind coming in your direction. Let me just look up something up real quick.
I put an appropriate icon on my character now.
Make a strength saving throw, Khan.
Excellent. Ooh, get wrecked, mages.
A strong gust of wind blasts into you, but you manage to resist, and you hold on to the caravan, almost unaffected by the wind.
Not today, mages. The spirits of the wind are on my side.
Now moving forward at high speed, we're going back to Hebroni. You're now falling behind the caravan. You have to figure out a way to catch up with it if you're not going to lose it.
And can I?
What are you trying to shoot, your crossbow?
I was gonna set it on fire.
What's the range on what spell is that again?
Sacred Flame.
That's got 60 feet range, so yeah, you can do it.
Hell yeah. And I'm chasing.
So as you shoot the flame, the caravan is moving at a speed fast enough that you actually manage to not hit it directly, and it instead flies past that into the trees on the other side, catching a couple of the trees on fire over here.
Not again.
But the
I don't
caravan,
know how this ends.
but the caravan continues forward, and who's up now? That's Devit.
Alright. Forwards, then I'll cast Eldritch Blast. They're still in the fog though, correct?
You're in the fog. They've moved out of the fog.
Okay,
You can run forward out of the fog. The fog is now starting to dissipate behind you guys.
And yes, Eldritch Blast. I'll try to shoot one of the horses.
All right, the one that you hexed.
Well, the hex isn't on it anymore, but
Oh, right. So you launch a tentacle out at one of the horses, trying to. Your intention is to kind of stop it or draw it off course.
yeah, pretty much slow them down.
All right. So as you wrap your tentacle around it, you try to pull it backwards to try to rear him off course toward the woods. The horse is going to make a save against that happening to him. The horse, freaking out for a second, manages to continue forward, although it's still taking 7 points of damage. Big Nose, what are you doing?
Well, Big Nose is currently underneath of the caravan. And
You
he
made
is
your save
latched
and you
on.
got out of the way. You're not underneath the caravan. it
Yeah,
just
but
looks
he
like you are.
jumped and then they kept rolling and then he lashed his teeth onto the bottom of it.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool thing. Cool move, Big Nose. So you're attached to the bottom of the caravan with your teeth. Like, what are you wearing? A teeth glove?
He just has really big teeth.
Oh, you used your teeth from your mouth.
He's like, yeah, and he latched onto it.
All
And
right.
then he's gonna Eldritch teeth.
Roll an acrobatics to latch onto it with your teeth.
Damn it.
I'm not gonna give you free latching on teeth maneuvers.
That's at least a 5th level ability.
All right, you did manage to latch onto it with your teeth. You weren't mistaken.
Suck it.
Big Nose's concussion did not betray him. Okay, so
He
you're
rested. He got rid of that.
so you're hanging on to the bottom of the caravan. What are you doing now?
He's gonna attempt to use an Eldritch Teeth blast on one of the wheels while he's underneath the caravan, which
I-
might sound like a bad idea, but
All right, so you're gonna go ahead and roll that out. Due to the speed that you're traveling on the caravan, it's very hard to cast a spell while you're latched on with your teeth. You launch the Eldritch Blast. Instead of hitting the wheel, it hits directly beneath into the dirt. That explosion sends a momentum up, knocking the caravan into the air a little bit, including yourself. Make another save to hold on to the caravan with your teeth. Another acrobatics check as you knock it up into the air. With flying colors, you manage to stay on. You do notice at this point too that there's a 3-foot wide hole in the bottom of the caravan from the first Eldritch Blast that you shot down from above.
can he crawl up in there?
You can use your movement, yeah.
Then he crawls up in there.
All right, and there are 2 mages directly next to you, but there's also Ogzu chained against the side of the wall. Khan, what are you doing?
Is anyone like directly steering the horses, or is it they just kind of?
They're just
on
staying on.
autopilot?
Yeah, they're just staying on the path. There's nobody steering
There's
them.
2 horses, right?
2 horses.
Well, there's still one archer on the caravan, though, right?
That's correct.
All right, let's see if we can fix that.
So as you attempt to blast the archer off, he goes prone and lays down so that the arrow flies above him.
Okay. And then I'll just like go away to the other side of the caravan. Just kind of trying to balance on the top.
All right.
Going toe to toe with the archer, kind of shooting arrows at each other.
Doncor, what are you doing? Well, you're also a little bit further back now, Doncor. What's your move here?
Wait, where did I go?
You're right in the middle of the path.
Oh. Okay, so I'm going to chase after the caravan and attempt to jump on it.
All right, make a acrobatics check for that. And while this is happening, Jinbar is also trying to catch up, but his one leg does not allow him to move very quickly, so he's starting to lose ground. Doncor, however, what are you rolling twice? Oh, that was a D12.
Yeah, that was the wrong one.
As you jump forward to try to catch the end of the caravan, your fingers just narrowly slip off and you land face first in the dirt, and you can see beneath the caravan where there's a hole, and little Big Nose pulled himself up. Meanwhile, the archer who's laying on top of the caravan, laying prone now, aims his bow up directly from beneath of Yokana, and lets an arrow loose, trying to catch Yokana in the bottom of the chin. Hits him for 7 damage as the arrow tears up through his midsection. The archer now standing up and trying to run back and drop to the front and get on top of one of the horses. The mage is inside. The first one is once again going to try to cast a gust of wind at you on top of the caravan. Make a strength save to avoid being pushed away. The wind comes up from beneath of the caravan and blasts directly into the air, sending you flying straight up and off of the caravan. You land behind it as it continues forward here. The other mage, you see another blue barrier erected around the caravan like there was before. It looks like a translucent blue dome. As the caravan is now making quite a bit of distance on you guys, you're falling behind. Move you back a little bit. And it's back to you, Brony.
I cast command halt at level 2 on both of the horses.
All right, go for it. What's the save on that?
They have to do a wisdom saving throw. So that's for me to roll.
That's for me to roll, and they failed both.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Let me see something.
Nice move, dude.
Was it halt? Is the name of the ability?
The ability is called command, that I can pick from an array. The spell has no effect if the target doesn't understand your language, but I figure these horses know what halt means.
I got it. Yeah. Okay. So you stop the horses, and they're stopped for a round. That's the duration. This will last. And they've made about 45 feet on you guys in that round. So they've stopped.
I move up if I can.
You can.
And that's my turn.
All right, David, you're up.
You said they're about 45 feet, so
Right.
yeah. Essentially, can I double move to like get 30 feet to get there?
That's a
And,
dash.
yeah, essentially, yeah, dash, so I can get there and like open the door to the carriage and just hop in.
Yep, you can go for it.
Cool. That's what I'll do.
So you hop in the back of the carriage. And what of Big Nose? You're inside the carriage, Big Nose. What are you doing?
All right. Big Nose is gonna attempt to cast his magic teeth attack and try and toss some teeth over, some weaponized teeth over to Ogzu and try and let him either free himself or defend himself with them. You remember this attack? I haven't used it once because it hasn't come in useful at all. But he's able to conjure up teeth and give them to like 3 different people, and the teeth have damage of 1d6 plus 3, bludgeoning.
Do you remember the name? I think it's called Magic Stone.
Magic stone might have been it, yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, so you toss Ogzu a bunch of teeth. His hands are bound, so he's gonna make a check to see if he can catch those. As the teeth come toward him, he's completely bound. They just kind of collide with him, and it hits him in the mouth and the face, and he spits them out. What the fuck are you doing, pig nose? Unchain me! He shouts at you.
Okay, well then he'll use the rest of his movement to go over to him.
Alright, so you move up to Captain Ogzu. Khan, what are you doing?
A little battered and bruised, but not broken. I'm gonna run 35 feet towards the wagon. And like I'm strumming on my ukulele, I am for sure having to hit this guy off this horse.
Wait, are you strumming on your ukulele, like using your special?
I'm strumming on my my bow. It produces
Okay.
sound like a ukulele. Oh
All
my
right.
god, I'm gonna action search and just do it again.
Alright.
Oh my god.
So you
insanity.
let loose one arrow, the next arrow you let loose again, and both of them soar straight past him as he's riding on that horse in front. Well, the horse is actually stopped, so he's pretending that he's getting away, but he's not. Donko, what are you doing?
I'm gonna run after the wagon again, and I pick up the head I threw earlier and attempt to throw it at one of the horses.
Alright. Make your attack. Okay, so as you throw it toward that horse, it'll roll damage on that 1d8 plus 2, I guess that would be. All right, which horse are you throwing it at?
I'll throw it at the left horse.
All right. So that horse, it'll clip the side of the horse as the head flies by, and its gnarled teeth scratch through the horse's flesh. The horse is going to make another save to maintain focus on the road. The horse actually isn't running, so it kind of just freaks out for a second and pulls back. And you heard it just there, and it lands back down. And it's getting ready to run again from being freaked out. And after that, it does, and it starts to pick up pace and starts to start dragging away. The momentum has stopped though, so this turn it'll move a little slower than it did the previous turns. Meanwhile, that archer is taking out his bow again, and he tries to climb back on top of the caravan, and he's aiming down from above at. Now who's inside the caravan right now? I can't see you because you're blocked by the caravan.
I'm there. I don't know if I'm inside or if I'm just on top.
You jumped through the back doors, I believe, so you should be inside of it, I think.
Okay, perfect.
And Big Nose. All right. So he's gonna shoot down at Big Nose. He's right next to Ogzu, and it's gonna land a hit for 6 points of damage, tearing down through Big Nose's shoulder blade.
These guys are pains in the asses.
How much health do you have left?
7.
Meanwhile, the other mage, the door's hanging open through the back. He's gonna try to cast Gust of Wind again at you guys. Make strength saves to avoid flying out the back. So both of you guys get knocked out of the back of the caravan as it starts to pick up some momentum. It moved 20 feet on this turn. You're only 10 feet behind it, so you still have enough momentum to catch up next turn. Big Nose, I can't remove you. So can you pull yourself out of the back of the caravan? All right, and now we're going back to Lebroni.
How far ahead of me is the?
It's about 35 feet ahead of you.
And that is the. Okay. Well, fuck it. Let's Clashbow one of these horses.
So that's going to strike the horse. It's going to make it save to remain focused. The arrow strikes into its side. You've done 5 damage to it. It begins to kind of run with a limp. It's slowing down speed a little bit at this point as it runs forward, and but it still remains on the path, dragging the caravan behind it. David, what are you doing?
Can I run to the front of the horses?
Yes.
Go to the front, past Arms of Hadar. So, pretty much they both have to take a Strength save, DC 13, or take 7 points of damage.
All right.
And oh, isn't there an archer on one of the horses?
He's back on top of the caravan now.
Oh, okay, no.
So one of the horses that's the left horse is actually going to take that 7 damage and it's going to fall dead in front of the caravan. The caravan hits that horse and flips forward, landing topside. The archer that was on top is going to make a dex save. It gets thrown outward into the bushes over here, and it falls prone. Everyone inside of the caravan make a... nobody else is inside of the caravan anymore, it's just the mages. Alright, okay. So that's going to go over to Big Nose.
So the caravan is stopped now.
It's flipped over, yeah.
So I'm sorry, I'm a little confused about where the mages are.
They're
Where are
inside the
they?
caravan.
Are they in sight of Big Nose? Can you see them?
Roll
Or does
perception.
he have to go in?
Roll perception to see if you can see through the... it's kind of a mess right now. Kind of wood planks hanging everywhere. Because of all of the wind and fog and debris that's been torn asunder from this caravan, you aren't able to see inside. In fact, you pop a blood vessel in one of your eyes, straining them so hard to try to look in there. And that does 1d2 damage. Roll the d2 damage for that blood vessel poppage.
What an asshole.
All right. Oh, nice.
Of course.
Khan, you're up.
Oh, hold on.
No, you can still do something. Go ahead.
Yeah, why don't you settle down a little bit there, partner?
He's popped a blood vessel. I thought that was it for you.
Ah! And he runs and he goes and he gets in front of he gets over here and prepares for the mages to come out or do something.
So are you gonna use your reaction? Or are you gonna ready an action to what, necrotic blast them when they come out?
Eldritch blast them, yeah.
Okay.
When a mage comes out.
If he crawls out, okay.
Because he doesn't want to shoot into it because he might hit Ogzu if he does that.
Okay.
Because he can't see them.
Khan, you're up.
Big Nose, is Ogzu bound by the rope?
He is bound by... Sorry. He is bound by chains. I couldn't get him out when I was in there.
I was thinking I could run up and use my special short sword to give him something to cut his bindings with. Yeah, I'm within distance of the caravan, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna take a look inside and see if I can get a shot on one of the mages.
All right. So you peek inside. The mages are both kind of pressed against the back wall right next to Ogzu, readying, like with their hands out in front of them, ready for combat.
Go.
The mage that you shoot at is struck directly in the heart as the arrow sinks into his chest, and he collapses down, blood pouring out of his wound and his mouth. Dead.
One better.
Donkor, you're up.
Can I go up to the caravan and try to free Ogzu out of it?
You're gonna need thieves' tools, or with disadvantage on trying to break those locks.
I do have thieves' tools.
All right, go ahead and make the roll. There are multiple shackles on him though. You're not gonna be able to free all of the shackles in a single turn.
So what would I roll for the thieves' tools?
That would be your dex modifier, sleight of hand, I suppose. So you managed to free Ogzu's. What part are you? There's a shackle on his left arm, his right arm, around his neck, his left leg, and right leg.
I'll take out one of his arms, his left arm.
So his left arm is freed, and meanwhile Jinbar's trying to catch up. But again, his leg, he's having a really hard time getting to the caravan. So after you free his arm, you notice the mage with this dead, cold look in his eyes. You can see in his hands there is a bright glow coming from his hands. He's chanting something. A large, bright light starts filling his hands between both of his palms, and everyone that's near the caravan in let me see here, in this area, needs to make a dex saving throw. Devit, okay, Khan. Everyone else in that area too. Are you inside, Big Nose?
No, he's waiting in the perimeter. See, he's over here.
Donkor,
I'm outside the range, right?
yes. It looks like you're in the range, Big Nose. How close were you? You were in the caravan, weren't you? When did you leave? Oh, how
No,
far
he
away
never
from the
went
caravan
in- he
when you
never
when you
went
readied
into
your
the
action?
caravan. He
Alright.
was just trying to get like within range of hitting the guy
Okay.
if he came out.
So you're a little bit out of range then. Suddenly the caravan explodes into a fireball, setting shrapnel in every direction, launching everybody back and away. The caravan itself in flames. The mage inside incinerating himself for 30 damage. Donkor, how much health do you have?
33?
Okay, so you're gonna fly backwards. You managed to. Everyone failed their save on that, unfortunately. Jesus Christ. Damn. All right. Khan and all three of you roll 2d6. You're gonna be mutilated. A 3 and 4 for Devit. That is going to
Five.
be a 3 and 5. Holy fuck. Okay. As Devit gets launched backwards away from the caravan, a twig or sharp rock penetrates through his back and directly into his heart. He has got 2 failed death saves immediately. He's got 3 exhaustion, which will give him disadvantage on any roll. at all,
Do
including
you-
a death save.
Are you using the rules for instant death?
No.
You sure?
Otherwise, you would have instantly died, but we're not using that rule.
So we all got 30 damage.
Right. And Khan is 4 and 2. Khan, roll a 1d4.
Rolling high is good, right? That's how it works.
As you fly backwards, there's also a blade that was laying there from one of the knights that got killed, penetrates directly through your abdomen, goes through your stomach, and destroys your stomach from the inside. You're bleeding heavily, and you're suffering 1 point of exhaustion from that. Every time you eat food until your stomach is repaired, you're going to be taking damage as well. And Donkor, you've rolled 3 and 5. That's your torso. Jesus, you both rolled 3 and 5?
No, I actually did roll 3 and 4. I just completely misread it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry, that was my fault.
All right. So what I said happened to Devit actually happens to Donkor. Your heart is penetrated by a hard, sharp, jagged rock. You're instantly dropped to 0 hit points, and you have 2 failed death saves, and you have 3 exhaustion. Devit flies backwards into the brush. His throat is cut open. He's bleeding heavily, and he's got 2 exhaustion. He can't speak. From the caravan.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm a telepath.
That's going to be Ogzu's mutilation. Ogzu had one eye before, and his other eye just got decimated. It turns a pale, milky blue, and is covered in heavy burn marks. Everybody from that explosion is also covered in burns. In the area of which you've taken the most damage. The Devit is around your neck, Donkor, your abdomen, or your chest. Ogzu also inside, you can hear him scream. The caravan's still burning, a giant fire engulfing the caravan at this point. You hear nothing from any of the mages that were once in there. Hebroni, you're free to act. Big Nose, you're free to act. Keep in mind.
Died. Sorry.
I was going to say, I was going to say, Donkor's heart has been penetrated with a jagged stone, and she's got 2 immediate failed death saves. If she doesn't get any assistance this round, she will likely die next round unless she makes the save with disadvantage. The other 2 are also in very bad shape, but not in as immediate danger. So
I am going to run to Donkor and cast my cantrip Spare the Dying, which stabilizes her.
While you're doing that, you can hear Ogzu scream still.
Wait, what happened to Devit again? Because Devit needs to use his water abilities pretty badly.
Devit is currently in a state of having to make death saves.
I'm unconscious and my throat's been slit.
So,
Can't speak.
Hebroni, you might want to use that
I
on...
still have movement ability, right? So I
Yes.
can do that and run into the caravan and drag Ogzu out of the flames.
You can run in the caravan, but you can't drag Ogzu out of the flames. He's also still chained against the side of the caravan,
Oh, he's chained in there.
with 3 shackles remaining.
Okay. How long can Donkor survive if I don't do that? Depends on her roll, right?
There's a 25% chance that she'll live.
I thought she was stabilized now.
If you stabilized her, yes. But if you're trying to
Sophie's choice over here.
not
It's
stabilize her,
Ogzu, though. He got ranks, and the caravan's on fire. So I gotta go to Ogzu.
So Spare the Dying was not cast on Donkor? Just for
Yeah,
clarity?
because it sounds like Ogzu is dying.
All right, Big Nose, what are you doing during this? And what are you doing when you're running in there for Ogzu? Are you trying to get the chains off? What are you trying to do?
Yeah, I'm getting him the hell out of there.
All right, roll a. Do you have thieves' tools?
No.
You have to roll to pick those locks with disadvantage.
So what is that?
That's gonna be a dex check, sleight of hand.
Why is there disadvantage?
Because he doesn't have thieves' tools. And that's you're gonna unsuccessfully. You can try for the second lock. I'll let you try to pick 2 locks with 1 action. You're in a state of panic trying to get those locks off with like a bobby pin, and you see Ogzu burning, his flesh beginning to sear as the caravan's on fire. His screams piercing your ears, but you're unable to get the shackles off. Big Nose, what are you doing?
I guess he's going in. I don't know what else to do. He's also going to attempt to pick the lock.
All right, D20 plus sleight of hand, and also disadvantage on that. Also both of you have to roll con to see if you can withstand the flames, because this whole caravan is ignited in a fireball. You managed to get one of the locks. Oh, that was disadvantage. You have to roll again. Okay, you managed to get one of the locks off of him. Freeing, what hand are you going for?
Well, his other hand, you know.
Or there's also his legs and his neck.
So if he has 2 hands free, he should be able to try and pick a lock himself.
All right, Hebroni. You're gonna withstand the flames. Did you roll a con check, Big Nose? Ogzu, now free, is going to try to pick one of those locks with disadvantage, and burning, his flesh melting. He's in a complete state of pain. He leans down to try to get, or he goes for his neck, and unable to do so, as he fumbles around with a piece of crude metal that you've handed to him. And this is the moment of truth where everyone has to roll their death saves. You all have... everyone is at 0 saves right now except for Donkor, who's at 2 failed saves immediately.
Donkor is a half-orc, right?
Right.
Just saying.
Okay. Donkor, feeling the life slipping away from her, as her heart bleeds out, manages to pull herself back to her feet from death's door, slipping back into consciousness at the moment she was about to die, back alive with 1 HP. How about that? Khan and Devit both failed their death save, though. So what are you guys doing now? We got a failed death save on both of them. Donkor, you're back up, so you can do you can do anything you want. What are you gonna do?
Ogzu is still chained up, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to take my thieves' tools and try to free him.
All right. As you enter to try to free him, you can roll that without disadvantage. Your sleight of hand. What about the other 2 of you guys?
Hebroni.
I'm gonna try and unlock one.
The fire is making it incredibly difficult for you guys to get these shackles off. The flames getting more intense. Make a con saving throw again. Hebroni, you have to roll twice. So you can just press up on your keyboard and roll again for the disadvantage roll. You managed to get one. So there's his legs and his neck left.
His neck too? Jeez. I thought you said there was... Oh, man.
Both arms, neck, and both legs.
I thought you said that there was 4 left when we jumped in here.
I may have misspoke.
Hmm.
Okay, Hebroni, Big Nose, what are you doing?
I didn't know that he had his neck up there, or else I would have unlocked the neck instead of the right arm.
He tried to unlock the neck himself and failed anyways.
Alright. He has no choice. He's got to try and get this other one off.
Everyone inside the caravan currently make a death save. Or not a death save. I'm sorry, a con
death
save.
save.
A con save to see if you take damage from this fire, which
You
is growing
son of
more
a
intense.
Smoke inhalation is a hell of a thing.
So that was your lockpick, Big Nose.
Oh, that was the cons pick.
Hebroni in a complete frenzy right now to save Ogzu. Ogzu now
Oh, yeah.
choking on smoke. It's not worth your lives. Leave me here. Donkor.
I'll never leave you.
Donkor succeeding on that con save, Big Nose succeeding on the con save, and Hebroni. You guys are all inside this flaming caravan, but the flames are still growing more intense. Death saves on Devit and Khan. Go.
Good luck, baby.
Jesus.
They're now at 2 failed death saves. One more on each of them, and then they're gone. They're goners. Meanwhile, in the caravan, Ogzu is going to also attempt to pick one of his own locks again with disadvantage, and again fails. His flesh is just getting singed off. He's going to make his con save, and succeeds on that. And the flames again are getting more and more intense now. So you guys are back up. What are you guys doing inside that are conscious?
I am going to exit and hope that the other two can take care of it while I do spare the dying on.
All right. So
The
Khan.
other two.
Khan is stabilized, no longer at risk of dying. Big Nose and Donkor, what are you doing?
Oh, I forgot that Donkor was back up.
Can I have a potion? Can I drink one of them?
Yeah. Is it from the shady vendor?
I think I was handed it from Hebroni once, or someone gave me a potion once.
Well, if it was from me, it's probably shady.
Yeah. Roll a 1d2. 1 is a good potion, or 1 is a bad potion. 2 is a good potion.
Oh, what do you want me to roll?
1d2. Big Nose, what are you doing?
More attempts to pick the locks.
All right, you're rolling again with disadvantage here. As you're attempting to pick the lock, you fumbling around in the flames. You drop whatever you were using, whatever crude piece of metal you're using to pick the locks, and roll your save against the fire now. You're gonna get singed for 1d8 damage. Roll that out. I think it's 1d8. You manage to take 1 damage as the flames start creeping up on you. At this point, Ogzu, taking his hand and reaching inside of his own flesh, digging down into his abdomen region, and pulling out a piece of canvas that is covered in blood. His voice getting faint now. My blood that flows through her veins. My daughter. The fire that burns in me, soon to be snuffed out, will continue to burn in her. Her name is Calder. He hands the note with a trembling hand toward you, Big Nose. I'll roll for Doncor since it's not working for her. Turns out that was a bad potion, Doncor. I'm gonna roll your con check. What's your con modifier?
3.
Your con modifier is 3, so 1d20 plus 3. Oh, hallelujah. That potion restores double the amount. So we're gonna do 2d8. 6 HP that you've regained from that potion, resisting its toxic effects. So Ogzu just handed Big Nose a letter, and Devit, you're still bleeding out over there. Roll another death save.
Moment of truth.
He
Ooh.
saved. All right. So Devit remains alive, hanging on for dear life here. Going back to Hebroni again.
I will run over to Devit now and cast Spread the Dying.
Devit spared from death's door. Close encounter. Big Nose, what are you doing? Big Nose.
I guess it's pretty much it.
You've been a good friend to me. I know I never tell you much. As the fire rages around him, consuming him. He's gritting his teeth now, trying not to scream.
I can't leave you. What? What?
You must. That's it for me. I knew it would end this way. Just make sure you speak to Virgil. They are planning something awful beneath the city.
All right.
And we're gonna show. Oh, hold on, no, not yet.
Okay.
Are you retreating from the caravan?
Is he done talking to him? Is there anything else?
He's just breathing heavily now. His eyes still fixated on you as they begin to get drowsy looking.
Alright, Big Nose is gonna attempt to stab him with a dagger to put him out of his misery.
All right, roll attack on that. Where are you aiming for?
He just wants to slit his throat so he dies and stops burning.
So you drag your knife across his throat, opening all of his veins. Blood pours out. His eyes drift shut.
Goodbye, my friend.
His head falls forward, limp, as the flames surround him and consume him, as the rest of the caravan as well, as you retreat out of it. All that's left is a burning pile of ash as the wood crumbles in.
He just hobbles out and falls on the ground here.
All right, and you also were given what Ogzu passed to you was not that. Hold on, get a little further down. He handed you this. As you lay down on the ground, you are able to take a look at it.
Well, I have to show this to the others.
What is everyone else doing here?
I'm unconscious.
Sniffing the dirt.
I'm running back to the caravan to save Ogzu.
All right. So as you run toward the caravan and try to make your way and make a con save against the flames, which are just raging now, as the caravan is almost completely turned to ash. You manage to fight your way through the flames unharmed.
Ogzu!
You can see Ogzu with his head tilted down, a tremendous amount of smoke. His neck cut wide open, the blood leaking out.
How many chains does he have on him?
There's 3 remaining. 1 on his neck, 2 on his legs.
Is he alive?
His neck has been cut open, and it appears that he's probably not alive.
Are his teeth missing?
What was it for the chains?
That was a sleight of hand
You
check
should-
at disadvantage.
You should know the answer to that question. Big Nose did attempt to take Ogzu's teeth after he slit his throat, and he put him away, thinking to himself that he would save them for a dire event.
Roll 2d6 to determine how many teeth you pulled out of his mouth. Nine. You didn't bleed out immediately either. You're pulling those teeth out of his head while he was dying. Hibroni,
Well, whatever you say.
you failed to open you failed to open any of the chains. The flames now completely consuming Ogzu and the rest of the caravan. If you don't retreat now, you're about to take some hefty damage.
I'll retreat.
The caravan, as you step out, just crumbles into a pile of ash. The flame starting to die as the wood has burned. Still a small bonfire on the ground in front of you. What was once a caravan. The horses singed and burned as they lay in front of it. Behind you are the guards, and hobbling up is catching up finally. Your friend.
The guy's just watching us all die and not running to save Ogzu. I understand.
Dinbar stops and pauses as he looks at the caravan. The solemn look on his face. He falls backwards and just sits down without a word, leaning backwards against a tree.